Not very good at this, but today we're going to be exploring the city of Bridgeport. Now, this build was a build built by mostly me, but I've had some help from a few of my friends. So first off, we'll get the basics. So the map has a building count of somewhere between 241 to 250. It's probably increased since the last time I made that, which was probably. The map has a total bridge count of 39, and the tallest building is 40 stories. So to get an idea of how big the city is, look at this map. City, the west side starts over here, kind of curves around into that little island, comes over here, makes it over way to the east side, over by the airport, down over here, into the baseball field. Now there's a small city right here, and I'll probably get to that in the end of this video. But for reference, we are where this little square is. So, the northern part of the map is somewhat a couple replica buildings of the city I'm from. This being hotel, train bridge that was built and drawbridges that were built in the 1860s, I believe. Now the map also has some modern architecture built by a good friend of mine. So we're going to go ahead and take a look. So, this building is completely furnished, lit up, has a couple indoor gardens, kind of a resting area for you and your friends to do whatever. Great view of this part of the city. A little outside area, as well as a pool and extra garden space outside. Now going back through the building, like I said, building's completely furnished, paintings, fireplaces, indoor garden with an even better view of this part of the skyline. So going upstairs, a couple more paintings, another little rest area, kitchen area, table, bedroom, as well as a working waterfall. We also have a patio, comes outside, which crosses over this bridge and into that mansion. Now the mansion's really nothing special, but I'll give you guys a brief preview of what it looks like. So I personally built this one versus the other one was built by a friend of mine. It's just a few extra rooms, nothing really too special, not really furnished. And so some of the rooms are done up, this being the master bedroom. Coming out into just a little hangout space, as well as a waterfall, a few paintings, large fireplace, and another little hangout spot with a great view of the city skyline. So we're gonna make our way upstairs. Now, I kind of made this upstairs area part of a living space, and beyond those doors, a area for city government. Now, it's not specifically for government, but I made it part of the area. Yeah, I gotta fix that door. I thought I fixed that. So I made this kind of a meeting room. A couple chairs everywhere. People of government. Also with a map accessible. So, you want to do something to see, you just point where you want to do it. So this also has a deck. The even better view of the skyline. but there's also a pool in the middle part of the mansion. But like I said, nothing too special, not really done up, but it's just enough. Do have a small farmhouse out here, barn, farmland. Got that. The farmhouse isn't done up, I don't believe. No, it's not. But, you know, a little something over here just to get away from the city building. Now this building right here is modeled after the Aeon building in Chicago. Very prominent structure in downtown Chicago skyline. Below here, we have a few businesses. You know, have a flower shop here. Johnny's Beef Gyro and Steak. Totally spelled gyro wrong. I don't know what I was thinking. And a hardware store. You can buy anything you want in here, but like I said, everything's just for looks. Over here. Now this is a TIE Fighter from Star Wars. Now this was a YouTube build. I'm not sure who the YouTuber was that I got it from, but yes, this was a YouTuber build. I built this when the city first started. But moving on, just out of downtown, we have a subway that goes across the Bay Area over into the east side of town. And we have the area to get on the ship. Now, the ship's very old. I know a lot of it doesn't match. Not really much of an interior. But this boat was probably built when the map first started. And originally I was going to have it as a spawn point, but couldn't make it work. But, you know, the underbelly of the ship is, you know, it's furnished. I have signs for people who help in the build. And the boat does shoot magma charges, but, you know, I don't want to have to go chase those and put them out. So, well, you know what, fuck it. Okay, make sure that's off. So, anyway, we have the main deck. Back of the ship. Goes up top to the smokestack. This is kind of just a little hangout quarters. A little deck on each side. Now this goes up to the captain's quarters where this ship would be steered. Now over here we have a few parks that just kind of lay around the city. This part of the map wasn't really too detailed. You know, this was an earlier part of the map. It was first built in 2015, but you know, it is what it is. Now some of these buildings, they are dated, they're named. But yeah, a lot of these older buildings, you know, they have the, you know, single pane, you know, very low ceilings. You know, these are much earlier built, but you know, I don't want to get away from destroying everything that the map had when I first built it. Over here we have a hospital. Now, I just made it look like a hospital on the outside, but on the inside it doesn't really look like one. There's really no hospital rooms. But we'll take a quick tour through it. I haven't been through this in quite a while. You know, very narrow, but gets the job done. So the area goes to the top. for helicopter landing pads. You know, a lot of this hospital isn't done up, and this is also another original part of the map. But I guarantee you, this is gonna be exciting. I swear, I know this part's kind of boring, but we're gonna go through it. Now, a lot of these buildings, these bigger buildings, the interior of the rooms aren't done up. It takes a lot of time with so many buildings there are. You know, I probably would have had to start this in 2013 to get all this done. Now down here, we have a bar that was originally started by my friend who made the more modern looking building over there, but I redid this and made it look the way I wanted it to. So we have a bar, you know, eatery, you know, do whatever you want. It's got a little deck out here, you can sit on the river. Now this bridge goes over into downtown BridgePort, but there's a few more things over on this side that we need to cover. This boat used to have a ramp over to it, but I got rid of it for this boat is a little bit newer than the one that was over there, but it's still part of the original build. Just tell I'm a little bit lost as I haven't been in this boat in quite a long time. No, let's not through there. I know there's stairs going down. Let me find them. There they are. So underneath the ship, you know, we have sleeping quarters towards the back, a little hangout area in the middle. And this area is just another little hangout area. I think I'm gonna do something with this. Probably make it a kitchen, but that's for another day. Another little map of the city. There's a few buildings over here. This one was built by myself. This one was built by my brother. And this one was built by, you guessed it, the same friend who built that one way over there. This one isn't nearly as modern, per se, but it's still a good build. It was still part of the original map, so I don't really feel like doing a whole lot with it. Now you notice I got these little structures here. This one's got a little gate here, it's got a gate there, lights down there. Come over here, hit the switch, the gates are down. But all the wiring for it goes underneath this little staircase here. So we're not going to go through it. This building's not really done up, but you know, we've got a little bedroom here, staircase up to the 3rd floor. I don't think it's done. Yeah, it's not done. But you know, this was a modern building. Now my brother's building, I'll show you guys. Little grand staircase going up to the 2nd and 3rd floor. Little rest area. A backyard, patio, wraparound porch. Let's see, I haven't been in here in a while. So we go downstairs into the basement. I don't think there's anything done down here. There used to be tunnels that ran to other buildings, but they were destroyed at one point. Going up to the 2nd floor. Is it my staircase? Oh. Another little just hangout area that he built as well. Wraparound deck. Now he modeled this house off of buildings built in the earlier 20th century. Tried to make it look as old as possible. Like this would be a little theater area. Another little bedroom over here. Another bedroom. And a few more bedrooms. So, he tried to make this look as old as possible, and I believe this would have been his first time at Minecraft, so I don't think he did too bad. Now, mine's not really done up. It's really the same thing on every single floor. So, I'm going to decide not to go through that one. Alright, moving on to the main course. So, here we have downtown BridgePort. Now, the original part of the map started with these two buildings. And the map, when I first built it, was god-awful, ugly, very dark, dimly lit, buildings are ugly. And I mean, hell, even some of these buildings still here are a little ugly, but, I try to keep some of the original buildings left. Now, there's been quite a few that have been knocked down, buildings put where those were. There's been buildings that just been knocked down, and little parks or things like that have been put there. Now, most of these buildings I've been trying to get to the interiors of. They're not all done up. At least try to do the first floor, so if you're walking around, just through downtown, you have something to look at. It's not just a bunch of empty buildings. So over here, we have the building I call Annabelle Tower. And this building acts as the city hall for BridgePort. It finished in December 2017. And total of 40 usable stories. Now it's got 2 intermittent parts, right here where there's no floor, just kind of intermittent. And another one up here, so if you were to count those, it's more like 42 stories. But 40 stories that are actually usable. So, a few of these apartments, they're done up. They have interiors, they have living quarters, kitchens, and whatnot. But, of course, if you go to second, third, fourth, fifth floors, there's not much there. I do think there's one done up apartment a few floors up, but we'll just fly to that one. Now this building, I originally stopped it at 30 stories, and then the map ended up getting corrupted, and luckily I had a save file. At the time, I'm like, you know what, I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, I'll go up to fucking 40 stories. And here we are, but a lot of times this building has a hard time rendering in. You could be just over there and the top of the building won't show up until you get really close to it. Here we are to the other apartment, done up interior, full-size kitchen, living area, dining room, bedrooms, as well as another little meeting room above that. Now, if you notice, you look at these, it's got these little platforms on top. Now, I modeled these. They're far from what I wanted them to be, but these are I tried to make them look as close as possible to the sky deck in Chicago. Where you walk out into a box of glass on I want to say it's the 103rd story of the Sears Tower. But I try to model these after that. If you ever have a chance to go do that, I do it. It's so much fun. But moving on, we have a few more apartment buildings. Like I said, not all the interiors are done up. There's a few floors that have them that are done up, but most of them aren't. This building, I believe, is 25 stories. 20 or 25. Let's see. 25 stories. So it's the third tallest in the entire city. This building is fairly new. There's apartments on each side. I don't think any of them are done up. And maybe with the exception of maybe one, but I'm not seeing any. But this building's fairly new. Probably one of my favorites. There's 3 smaller buildings that were here and I knocked down just to put this one here. Now there's a few buildings that get these little sky bridges, but this building in particular is really nothing special. So, we're not going to go through that one. That noise wasn't creepy at all. Now, some of the walkways, I try to incorporate lights and colors in them, just make the city a little bit more vibrant. I've got, jungle trees throughout parts of the city. And I've also got, these other areas that are especially lit up, just to give it some flavor, some taste, really make some of the areas pop. My apartment building. Over here we have the City of BridgePort Library. Now, I intentionally made parts of this building a little bit hard to maneuver, just so, if you feel like, hiding from your friends or anything like that, you could. If you guys are playing like a game of hide and seek, if you ever done that in Minecraft, that's a lot of fun too. But I've got the tables in here. I've got separate rooms, reading areas, little deck to hang out on. Another little area, a couple of secret rooms in the back. And eventually goes up to the roof. Now I'm going to try and touch on the more important buildings instead of some of the blander ones. But, as you can see, it's pretty damn big. Now, if you guys ever, see a building that, you want to see the interior of, or just want to see more of, you want me to go more in depth on it, go ahead and type in the comments, let me know if you want to see something, if you want to see me build something, if you got any recommendations, if you want to play in the map, if you want to see it yourself, just put in the comments, leave me your screen name, I'll get to you guys as fast as I can, and also don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe as well. Now, the city has a few more intricate walkways. They go in like 10 different directions. This one's just a staircase. It goes up to a bridge. It goes to this building. A few, indoor walkways. Let's see what's over here. I forget. Oh, there's a few stores over here. Actually, it might just be one. But this is a clothing store. Armor store, clothing store. Something to do. Something to really look at. A few more buildings don't have interiors. I'm slowly but surely working on that. Under here you got a little cool little walkway. This was built by my friend that did the other modern buildings. It's a little bar that he made. Not too detailed, but it's enough. He tries to make things as intricate as possible, but that's that. got a few more housing buildings. I don't believe any of these have the interiors done, but you know, I was making a series of buildings that look fairly similar to each other, make a small neighborhood. This building actually serves as a fire station, but you know, again, this one's not detailed. Now this building over here, this was the BridgePort Mall, but I never finished it, and I really have no intentions of finishing it. There's a few stores in here, you know, buy a pet store in here. Little painting store. Carnivore's restaurant, you know, so a little place to get food. Another flower shop over here. It's not empty storefront. Mixtape Central, where you go get all your music. Forget what's over here. It's just empty room. Now, I was going to make an area up here a movie theater, but, you know, like I said, I never really got around to doing it. You know, it was a pretty big build, and I didn't have the time to do it. So, a few more stores are up here, but that's really it. Another rooftop area. Over here we got a few houses. This is actually the first house built here from that part of the city. And when this house was built, none of this was over here. That part of the city probably ended where that building is. So this was all forest, and that was the only building here. Now this little area on the lake is a little game I like to call bump boats or boat ball. You know, there's a boat in the middle, you try to run at it, push into the goals, or you know, you spawn a couple boats and you and your buddies just go around smashing each other. Now this little thing up here, this is a little skydiving area. You know, if you've got the wings equipped, you know, just jump off, you know, fly around the city for a little bit. Let's see, it's another hospital building. This was a failed attempt at a bounce house, got ice and, you know, slime around it. So you can go slide and you can bounce through it, but hardly ever gets used, honestly. Oh, I forgot there's a little staircase there. Alright. Just moving on from that. If you really, we have a little wall you can climb. So let's see what's on the other side of the fence. Another Star Wars structure. This is an X-Wing from Star Wars. This was another YouTube build. Not sure who the YouTuber was that I got it from, but I added a few of my own flares to it. But this has been here for a little while. So it's partial interior, little cockpit. Let's see, we got a little ice cream shop / bakery right here. We have a little neighborhood that's over here. It's one apartment building, but a few big houses, walkway over here. Now, here we have the construction crane. Now the crane I made to look like it was gonna knock this big brick red building here. So if you go up in the crane, you know, there's a little area to walk around in. Little vent windows to open up. There's a little area for lights. And controls for the crane. Up here, get on top of the crane. You even jump down onto the wrecking ball. That's if you can make it. But that's the crane. This was also another YouTube build. But like I said, I added a few of my own flares to it. I'm not sure who the YouTuber was. We'll get to that part in a minute. Let's see. Now over here we have a few more, you know, big buildings, apartment buildings. Some of these have interiors, a lot of them don't. Now this building, well, this is more of a pool, but I call it the rain lounge. You know, you see obviously you have water coming down, and a little pool up top to hang out in. The building next to it was built by my brother as well. This has got a cool area downstairs. This area, basement, you have to go underneath the water and look up at the city underwater. Now the rest of this building are actually individual rooms and apartments. You go up a few floors up to a not done yet, but mostly furnished restaurant. Same rooms. Now, this area isn't done yet. I plan to putting a kitchen here and whatnot. But it goes out to a little restaurant area. There's a good view of the skyline. Now, I built this not too long ago. It's a little makeshift basketball court. Now, this building is probably one of my favorites. However, I think it's a little narrow. I made this a stock exchange building. I probably built this 5 months ago. Yeah, exactly 5 months ago. Got a little beach here. Lifeguard house. Over here we have a little suburb I call Bellwood. Now all these houses here, for the most part, they have furnished interiors. There's apartments, there's houses, there's a few stores in here, and even these roads have street names. A few more skyscrapers, nothing too special about them, but this little suburb area is probably my favorite. And I also have a little bridge going on to another area I plan to build in sooner rather than later. I just haven't touched it because I've been busy with a bigger project for past 2 weeks. And with another bridge goes over to the airport. Up here we have the radio tower, little resting area, waiting area. Obviously this would serve as like a little customs area. And this goes up to the radio tower, but there's nothing up there right now. But, you know, small airports got a couple runways, a couple helicopter pads. Do have a parking garage for those who will be flying. Here's another little area of the map. Here's my power plant here for the city. Little lake. I have DCFS office here. There's a few stores in here. A few more apartment buildings. This is another train station. And here we have a maze. And I won't go through the maze as I'll probably get lost going through it, because I haven't been through it in probably 4 months. But, you know, everything is doubled up so you can't see through anything. You know, pretty difficult to get through there. This building also has a maze on one of the floors. Yeah, this floor right here. There's a little maze on top of this one. But just a bunch of doors and random hallways. What else is down here? Yeah, well, yeah. A few more apartment buildings. Now these ones are furnished. Now the train systems. Train systems, there are, I want to say 5 train stations. There's 5 train stations, and I think, actually, no. There's 6 train stations and 6 railways. So we have a railway that goes to the east side of town, that way. We have a railway that goes to the smaller city I mentioned earlier in the video. And we also have 3 other railways. This railway goes to the southwestern part of the city by the baseball field. This one goes to the western area of the city right over there. And this one goes to the northern part of the city that goes over to the Aeon building right there. Now there's 6 above ground railways and there's 1 underground railway. I'll take you to the underground railways. That one's a little bit more intricate as far as like detail in the stations, but it's really a straight shot from here to over there. So we'll go ahead and take that really quick. Where's the station at? There it is. Well, that worked. Just so you guys can get an idea. Right now, we are here on the map. We'll be going straight across that little bay area, right next to that stock exchange building I talked about. It's right next to those suburbs. Map so we can see where we're going. This one also has a few waiting areas, but it eventually just dumps out right here next to the beach. So that's really downtown. You know, it's got a few trees. You know, police department. I want to say is 2 or 3 police buildings. but you know, they're very intricate on the outside, but detail kind of lacks on the inside. I've been trying to get to it as much as I can, but you know, with there being so many buildings, there's only so much I can do. Now, before I go to the southwest part of the city, this is a model of a building that I built on another city that got corrupted. Now, this one's a little bit bigger, a little bit more intricate. This one's got a few apartments on the lower floors. But once it narrows out, it's pretty much a straight shot up. And this, I tried to put a little bit of detail into every floor of this building. Now, up here, now, just before the very top of the building, I do have a little bit of an aquarium up here. And up here, we have a restaurant. Restaurant's got cash registers, full kitchen, seating areas, TVs, kind of a sports bar, you know, closely modeled off of something like a Buffalo Wild Wings. But best part is it's got a great view of the skyline during the day and during the night. So I'm gonna make this easy on myself. Just go through here. So that's really the majority of downtown Bridgeport. It's got a lot of intricate walkways, hallways, rooms, boats, docks. There's just a lot to it. To cover in one video would take forever, but you know, it's also got some intricate river systems. Now this river actually will go from, you can start right here. You can either go this way or this way. It doesn't matter which. Actually, no. This won't go over here, but this area will take you towards the southwestern part of the city. There's a separate docking area back here. Oh, there's a little statue here I forgot about as well. For the separate docking area over here, takes that entire river system and goes to that second city that's over there. Now that second city I'm not going to spend too much time on. It's not very detailed. There's a few parks. There's a nice bridge. But it's not very big. It's probably maybe half the size of this area right here. Let's see, what else have I forgotten? Oh yes, castle. So this is the southwestern part of the city. If you look on the map just to the left, you can see me spinning on it. That's where we are. So over here, a few more modern architectures, a few more skyscrapers, castle, and a giant creeper monument. Now this, I tried to make this as close to what a creeper looks like as possible. I think I got almost spot on perfect, but I can't say for sure. But anyway, there's a little ladder goes at the top. You can look out of the eyes of the creeper, look out of the bottom of it. You can see part of the skyline, not a whole lot of it, but you know, cool little landmark per se. leaving that, now I'm sure you guys can probably guess who built this one. This one, I think this is I think he built this right before the last one I showed you. And this one's pretty intricate. I helped him build this one as well. This one's got a full interior, kitchen area, living area, waterfall, sound system. I believe this even plays music, but I don't have the music on in the game because it makes me want to blow my brains out. But the second story of the building, you know, liquor cabinet, there's a little deck area over there, another living space, you know, a bed, you know, simple house, but modern. Got a little pool out front. Not that you'd need it because you're right on a river, but oh well. Pulling back. Another little area I like, you know, probably one of my favorite buildings. I kind of like these buildings that got the multicolored glass in the front. They're kind of slanted. This is the train station that goes from downtown over there, and I'll show you this real brief. City of Bristol Bay, that's that smaller city. It's just to the bottom right of the map. There is a building in that city that I forgot to mention earlier. I modeled it after Knocked Aaron Toten, the original Call of Duty zombie map. It works. I gotta do a bunch of stuff to make it work, but I have made it work. Put weapons in it, put zombies in it. It's difficult. This train goes to the southwest part of the city. The only thing that's over there's one little arena that was built by another friend of mine a really long time ago on the PS3, and the brand new, newly built NMP Pentagon Stadium. That's probably the best part of the map, and as you can see, it's pretty big. I'd put money that you can guess which area is the baseball field. So going upstairs, we have three more railway systems. This one goes to East BridgePort. That I showed you that blue building earlier. This one goes to the western part of the city, where we have the Creeper Monument, and this one goes to the northern part of the city that goes into the Aeon building. So to get back to where we were, where the castle and the Creeper statue were, take this quick train system. You know, everything works, you know, and once you hit one of those redstone tracks, you're pretty much good to go until you get to the train station. So, I'll show you this one. This one he did not finish. Like I said, same guy built this one, that one, and a few other buildings that were over there. Fully finished interior, living area, small garden, kitchen, dining room. Well, maybe he did finish this. I don't remember him finishing it. Another little garden area, a few more paintings, little deck area, liquor cabinet, a little bedroom area as well. He's much more into modern architecture than, for say, I am. But I will say he's really good at what he does. Alright, now the castle. The castle was a build between myself and my brother. The castle took Not really all that long. I want to say like 3 hours. We didn't model it after any particular castle. You know, we started from the ground up. You know, oh, this looks nice. We should do this and that. This was purely a from scratch build. Um, Castle does have a small gate up front. It works. You know, all the wiring it goes underneath the floors. You know, it's got a couple of guard towers, a few staircases. A little area for giving speeches and whatnot. Down here we have the dungeon. Dungeon's not finished yet, but you know, you walk down here, you see that. You know, I've had people kind of like freak out. Not too bad, but you know. Let's see what else is in here. I forget. I think there's a staircase over here. It goes to one of the floors. Oh, it's not that one. Yeah, up here. So, yeah, this is a castle. It's not too terribly detailed, but it's intricate. You know, we didn't spend a whole lot of time with it, but for the time that we did spend with it, it's pretty damn good. Over here, this goes into the guard tower that sits along the river. Going back down. Where does this go? I forget. Oh, that's the staircase I was looking for earlier. Alright. Yeah, I was up here already. There's no other area to go to. Now these go up to a bunch of rooms. These two doors go up to the two front guard towers. Now, to get to the very top of the castle is kind of a puzzle. Kind of gotta figure your way to get to that staircase. But a few rooms up here, not furnished, but you know, very intricate staircases and lighting and the windows. You know, they all kind of go together. The outside of the castle. Guard towers, a few guards here, bow and arrows. There's a little throne room up there. And that's the castle. So, not too terribly detailed, but intricate. So to the rest of this city, all we have left is the southwestern part. Stadium, which I will leave probably second last, and the third city is over there. We'll do a quick fly around. Over here we have another police station, a few bodies of water. This is a little parkour area. A buddy of mine built this, where you hit these paths. You have a few what do you call it, little areas to jump onto and make it to the top of it. I've never successfully done it, but you know, this is built by another friend of mine. He's got all the wiring and whatnot. So the apartment buildings over here, Route 66 sign. Some of you may not know what this is, but very famous road, used to run through the city that I live in, so I like to have it here. Another police station, BridgePort College. This was a long build, but you know, I think it looks nice. Personally, I like this area better. I feel like this feels a whole lot more metropolitan than the rest of the city. But there's a few buildings that are detailed. Most aren't. Again, now over here, it's a more intricate part. Not intricate, more original part of the city. Now, that small house that was over there when I first started it, that area over here wasn't here. This was all just forest. All of it burned down, cut down. Had to play with the map a little bit so I could build buildings and sidewalks and whatnot. Over here, we have an archery range. So, do whatever you want with this. You can play around with it. You know, get better at shooting arrows. Over here, we have newspaper stand for the BridgePort Daily Tribune. Guy's selling newspapers. He's got a little living quarters on top of the building. We've got the Southwest BridgePort train station. A few more bridges that go across, a little docking area. There's a little fun part right here. It's real fun to take boats through. You try to take your boat through this full speed without sinking. That's time killer for at least, 5 minutes, but there's been quite a few failed attempts, if you can tell. Over here we have a few more apartment buildings. Now this little arena was built by a friend of mine I mentioned earlier. This was built back when it was only PS3 around. So in the map it used to end right here, but I've done the expansion on it. So this also has a working fireworks system that was put in later. Now this messed up for a buddy might used it the other day, but we're gonna see if it works. So, working fireworks system, always fun to play with. And last but not least, the N&P Pentagon. Now N&P stands for me and my buddies' names, and is the home of the BridgePort Serbs. Now you're probably wondering, what the fuck is a Serb? Serb is part of the last name of a good friend of ours who we love to screw with him. So we named the home city team after his last name, just to piss him off. But without further ado, the N&P Stadium. Not sure how many people this can seat. Probably we just finished this probably 5 days ago. Rows are about 10 rows each. A few staircase towers going up. Little area to go through. Walk areas. There's a few suites just below this. We have fully furnished dugouts, seats, foul line posts, bullpens, you get two little pools over here, obviously Serb. Small bar / grill down here, it's fully furnished. Get your food here, drinks, watch the game in here. right down here at the field. Now this build took us 2 weeks. A lot of it was planned by my other buddy that helped me build it. He did a lot of the planning for it, you know, just to make it look nice. He's a huge baseball fan, huge White Sox fan. But this park was heavily based on Comiskey Park, which is the home of the Chicago White Sox. Now up here we have suites. There's a few of these are furnished, a lot of them aren't. We'll go up top into there and I'll show you that. So up here we have the away team broadcasting booth. Microphones, seats. Watch the game here, TV, lights. Oh, he fucked up the lights. But right here, you know, right behind home base. So that's the away broadcasting booth. Over here we have the video room, you know, anything to record the game, put on TV and whatnot. Little cameras that we made, TV. Audio room. It's really no different. It's kind of a cut and paste type thing. But you know, we're trying to keep it as authentic and as close to the real thing as we possibly could. Now over here we have the BridgePort Serbs broadcasting booth. Like again, this is another cut and paste job. You know, look exactly the same. Another radio broadcasting booth. Control room. There's a few suites in here. So you watch the game, you know, if you're a real bougie white person, you can afford this. It goes down this long hallway. We plan on there's a little area above this, and these just go out to the main seating. The suites and the control rooms and whatnot are right over here. And up here, you know, we have more seating. These are your, you know, your discount seats. You know, can't really see the game good, but you still go into the game kind of seats. Back here we have the upper deck concourse. We plan on putting a few like stores up here. Not sure how we're gonna do it, but at some point we're gonna do it. Down here we have the main concourse. We plan on putting like food vendors in here, a few more stores. You know, these are your more expensive seats. You're right here, you know, almost on the field. But I believe the field took us 2 days. We had to knock down a whole bunch of trees, knock out a whole bunch of land. We had to blow up half of this mountain just to put it here. But that's really that for the stadium. You know, the stadium's enormous. We just finished it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. If you think I'm missing something about the stadium, well, let me know in the comments. Alright. Lastly, we have the city of Bristol Bay. This is the smaller city, the third city. You know, as you can tell, it's teeny tiny compared to the other one. Not really a whole lot of detail here. There's a few cool things to look at. this is the little zombie area I was talking about earlier. This would be that little room where you get your grenades. The little staircase where you move the little couch to get up here. The windows here. That little mountain that's in this corner. Got the staircase right there. Obviously another window. The little area that you can come over here and shoot the zombies as they walk up. The window that's over here. Let's see what else is down here. Down here, this is the area that everybody likes to play with the Thompson, the shotguns. Guard the windows down here. Mystery box. Staircase right there. The door to the front that never opens. The little mountain that's right here. The windows. And that's that for the replica for that map. This little area's got a few more apartment buildings. A few of these are original to the map, like these two, and I believe this small building right here, and this one right here. The rest of these are newer. I didn't really do much with this city for a long time, but it's slowly but surely getting there. I added a few things to it earlier to kind of give it a little more pop. Let's see. This is the train station, much smaller compared to the other ones. More apartment buildings. Got a little restaurant right here. Joe's Hot Dogs. No little restaurant. It's local to me. Get your menu, prices. Little notice sign: hot dogs will not be served with ketchup. Gotta fix that sign. But if you put ketchup on your hot dogs, you're gross. You shouldn't be eating hot dogs. But that's a Chicago thing. Full kitchen, dining area. Docking area, enormous bridge. A little park, a little place to hang out, have lunch. The fountain. Now over here, you might wonder, this is another area I'm thinking about building another little like suburban area, but I just did this today. Let's see what else we got. Another bridge. And lastly, last but not least, the big ass tree. Now this tree, it's a bunch of jungle trees that were stacked on top of each other and then connected. If you just stack them on top of each other, you put dirt on them, they'll just die off and they'll look like shit. So you have to connect every piece of the tree. So the top of the tree, now there is a ladder going through the middle of this to the very top, but that takes a while to go up the ladder. But up here, you get your wings. I already have on a pair. Jump off, start gliding. You can make it to the other side of the far city from here, or you can come back around and land. These lights also light up at night, so if you want to do it at night, you can see. But that's it for now. Still working on it. Still big city. If you saw anything that I missed to mention, or if you want to know more about, leave it in the comments. Directly message me. Whatever you want to do. If you got any suggestions of what to build, what to what to fix. If you want to know about a certain build, if any buildings you're particularly interested in, let me know. Type in the comments. I want to see you guys' responses. But for now, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.